Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is Stock Chart Analysis. We're doing an update on FireEye, 3D Systems, and Stratasys. We're going to start off here with FireEye, and well, I can't remember the last time we did it. It's been a couple of weeks. So the markets, all the markets are trending down and have been in this downdraft, and FireEye is no different. All the moving averages, let me get rid of the crosshairs for a minute. You can see here's the 233-day. And by the way, this is all of the trading of FireEye since it went IPO back in September of 2013. So here's the 233-day, here's the 55-day, which is trending down, the 21, which is down below it, and then the 10 exponential, which is below all of those. So it's in a downdraft. It broke this trend line support in here. I'm not really sure from an Elliott wave perspective what's going on. It looks like we have a series of 3 waves in here. So, definitely some corrective action and if anything, moving to the downside. And if we look at we're not getting any divergence. I look to see, are we getting divergence in here, bullish divergence, and not really seeing it. Let me take a look at DI minus, maybe a little bit where maybe, but the DI plus continued to weaken. So really, I would say it's kind of mixed, not super strong, nothing I would want to bet on. And anyway, in this environment, I'll be honest, I am trying to avoid counter trend moves. Because I just think that the highest probability and greater success will be with the trend instead of trying to call a turn or call a bounce. So right now, this looks like a continued downtrend. We'll have to see how it plays out. Let's look at 3D Systems. 3D Systems, this looks like it has been doing, we had 5 waves up here. We've covered this in previous videos. And now we're in some kind of complex corrective mode. I think we had a zigzag ABC, called it a W because we then had another 3-wave connecting, what it called an X wave. And I now think that we're in this ABC to the downside, another zigzag. So this wave is like a connecting wave between 2 big corrective patterns. And yes, you can have 2 or 3 of these types of patterns. So that's the challenge when you get into corrective modes, because they become very complex and can combine and become more than one corrective pattern. So right now, when I look at this, you see what I've got here in terms of the Elliott wave projections. What I've done is I've measured from here to here, which I think is an A move, and then measured back to the beginning or the end of B, therefore the beginning of C, and trying to say, well, where would C equal A? Okay, well, here's 100% down here at 31. So at $31 a share, a C wave will equal this move right here. So that's just from an estimating standpoint, just taking a look and seeing, okay, what are we possibly looking at? Let's take a look at the indicator. Let me blow it up a little bit. So again, we're all downtrending. You can see the 233 is starting to roll over. We're quite a ways away from the 233, but the 55 is hard down. The 21 is hard down, and the 10 is, they're all aligned negatively. So it's pretty solid negative downtrend. We're not getting divergence on the demand. We're not really getting any divergence on the DI minus. And we're not seeing any divergence on the RSI. It's popped back above 30, but again, no divergence that's saying, possible turn really setting up. We may get a bounce, but, I'd probably be looking to sell the bounce. And Stratasys is a little bit stronger than 3D Systems, so I thought that's kind of interesting. Elliott wave pattern here is, I do think we're in some kind of complex corrective pattern. And let me back this on down. I mean, look at Stratasys over all the years since 1998. Pretty solid. From, if you looked at the bottom here in 2000, late 2000, it does look like we've got waves up to the upside. And so now when you zoom in on Stratasys, I think that we had some kind of completed 5-wave up. I think we're in some kind of corrective pattern. And, you know, I'm seeing that because I'm seeing three waves, okay? You know, three waves overlapping. Again, here's the three waves. Now we're overlapping again. So, again, I'm pretty cautious. We did get a close back above the 10 here. And to the, you know, positive scenario, we've got the 55 above the 233. We have the 21 above the 55, although it's trending down, but they are aligned up, you know, one above the others in here. So we could be that Stratasys is trying to turn to the high side. And, you know, that's the only bullish thing that I can think of. Like, right, so right now, again, no divergence was showing up on this move down here, this last little leg. You know, I really like to see that, you know, as some kind of confirmation that, you know, a bigger swing or a bigger move is really setting up. So, you know, again, we just have to continue to watch this. I'm not one right now, given the market environment, that, you know, even as this pushes higher, and I think it is pushing a little bit higher today, that I would be looking to buy it in here. Now, if we get some kind of moving average cross or something sets up where a trend line breaks of some kind, you know, I might be a little more inclined to look at that. But right now, I'll be watching this trend line to see if it continues to hold and see if the move continues to have any power behind it, or does it turn and roll back over and start to close back below the 10 again. So that's my take on Stratasys, 3D systems, and FireEye. So that's, you know, we're checking in, we're rotating on this. Unless there's a trade idea that develops on one of these stocks, we'll be back in 2 weeks taking another look at how they've traded over the last 2 weeks. So, all right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. If you felt like the video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Just click on the little red box here and you can download the PDF I've got for you, and you'll have access to the Trade Ideas webpage. All we need is your first name and email, and you'll be good to go. So, all right, that's it. We'll see you on the next video.